Well, here we have the October issue of the Mover magazine with a picture of my good friend Joseph Song on the front cover from Korea. Now, we've done a story with Joseph about Korea. It's not really about moving, but there's plenty of other things in Korea to be talking about right now. And the story is about his impressions of what are going on there and his thoughts on the whole thing. I've called it living in the shadow, meaning, of course, living in the shadow of the North. And it's an interesting story, interesting to get a take on something like that from somebody who's actually living there right at the moment. So I hope you enjoy that story. There's another one there that I'm sure you'll be interested in. This is a company called Move24, and some of you will be familiar with the organisation, or at least the type of organisation. It's one of these companies that collects all the jobs and then farms them out to the industry. They've been very successful. Others before them have not necessarily been. And whether this is the way that the moving industry is going for the future or not, I don't know, and I guess nobody else does, but it's certainly a development that's interesting, and I'm sure you'll find that story interesting too. What else have we got in here this month? We've got the first. We've got a Movers and Storers show, which is next month. It's in November, and that's in the UK. And this is it's 10 years since the first one, and there's a bit of a report in there and a few pictures from when it first started. This year I was talking to the organiser of the show yesterday, and apparently this is a sell-out show. It's the first time it's ever been completely sold out, and the pre-bookings for visitors is very high as well. So it could be a real good one, this. So if you're not planning to go, try and get along there. They're also doing a thing that they started last year, which was the UK's Strongest Mover, and this is if you like, a weightlifting competition. It's a bit like Britain's Strongest Man thing that they do at Christmas. I'm sure some of you will see that. It's run by actually my daughter Faye, who is a British athlete. She does powerlifting for Great Britain. Very experienced with these things, and she will be organising the whole thing. Last year it was the first time it ever happened, and there were only 2 or 3 competitors. This year we're hoping to get many more. We may get some of the girls as well. I don't know if she's planning on running a women's event, but it'd be interesting if she did. If any of the chaps want to take Faye on, by the way, then you're welcome to give it a try. I wouldn't, but you can try it if you like. What else is... oh yeah, this is an interesting piece. This is about an organisation called MacLeod, who I know a lot of you use. This is a system whereby you can get destination rates for just about anywhere in the world online, and so you can actually get these destination rates while you're sitting in somebody's house, giving them a quotation. And interestingly, this sort of has turned things upside down in a way, the way I think about it anyway, and that is that for a very long time people doing international quotes have used the fact that they're not able to get destination rates instantly for all destinations as an excuse, I think, for not working the quotation out in the home and giving it to the customer there and then, which I always thought was a mistake, because until you've actually given somebody the cost of moving, you can't actually get into a selling position at all. All you're doing is simply surveying and then sending a quotation through later. It divorces yourself from the sales process, whereas with this system, that takes that control back and allows you to produce a full door-to-door quotation for just about anywhere in the world in somebody's house. You can do it on your mobile phone. And I think that brings back, if you like, the art of salesmanship, or at least gives that opportunity back. Now, I don't know whether it's too late. I don't know whether the industry has got to the stage where that hasn't been done for so long that actually those selling skills are no longer there. And if they're not there, then I think they need to be replaced and rejuvenated, because it does give people that opportunity. And there was one other thing that I wanted to point out to you. There's a story in here. There are actually two stories in this magazine this month about blockchain. Now, regular readers will remember that a while back we did an article about blockchain, which I think is going to be really the next big thing in terms of the way that we all conduct business, not just in the moving industry, but everywhere. And I said when we did the original story a few months back, remember where you first heard about it, because in the same way as I remember the first time I heard the word internet, which was a few years ago now, remember the first time we heard blockchain. It is being proposed as a way of creating a frictionless border between North and Southern Ireland, for example, after Brexit. It's also already being used as a way of tracking containers around the world. That's what the two stories are. But blockchain, I think, is going to be really big, and these are two stories in this same issue that seem to suggest that a few other people do as well. Anyway, enjoy reading it, and if you come into the Movers and Stories show, then I'll see you there. Bye for now.